All right.
I'm just gonna turn my headphone up so I can hear myself better. There we go.
Oh, shit.
Is that better, Jordan?
Yeah, oh my God. Okay.
So much better. It's so like magic when you figure out how to use a knob on a board, right?
Well, no better way to introduce this, but welcome.
Welcome to the Puente and Topete show.
Episode 2. Thank you for joining us.
It is a spooky
season.
Spooky season. And it's a special edition Halloween episode of the Puente and Topete show.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, we had quite an event yesterday in the past couple of days.
I think maybe we should talk about the World Series since that's the biggest thing on everyone's mind.
I mean, I would think the same thing too.
The Washington Nationals, they won. They came back from being down 2-0 to win the series, and I think they forced the Game 7.
Low-key, I was quite surprised. Even last week, I was sitting here saying, watch, the Houston Astros are going to sweep the Nats. We actually have footage of me saying they're going to sweep the Nats.
Last week, I picked them to win because everyone I had picked this postseason had lost. So, of course, they won when I picked them. I even remember, Jordan, last week, I even said, I'm going to pick them to see if my jinx is real. And I guess it's not.
No, but I'm still mind-blown that the Washington Nationals just beat the Houston Astros. And for a lot of people who don't know, the Nats are finished the series 7-0 on the road. 7-0. They are road dogs.
I just can't believe that the Houston Astros lost to a team that literally uses the Walgreens logo.
And you know what's sad? Bryce Harper is probably at home just like, damn, did I really just leave to sign big bucks to Philadelphia Phillies to watch my former team just win the World Series for the first time ever?
I mean, Bryce Harper did say in his press conference into Philadelphia that he's ready to bring a title to Washington.
I was just going to say that. I was literally just going to say that. It's very interesting. Quite surprising, too. All right, let's see.
Willie Mays, the World Series MVP Willie Mays trophy ended up going to Steven Strasburg,
who is a phenomenal 100 miles per hour pitcher. If you've ever had a chance to watch him live, I got to, which is pretty wild how he's pitched.
What's that like?
Steven Strasburg. It's just like you sit there, you blink, the ball's gone. That's how fast he throws it.
Damn.
And sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say all playoffs long. I mean, against the Dodgers, those are the games I watched. I didn't really watch the last series, but this series against the Houston Astros in the World Series, he was just their most consistent MVP-like player all year or all postseason long.
Strasburg?
Maybe next to Rendon and Kendricks.
Yeah, what's his name? Rendon. He's if you are not following baseball that closely, it's okay. Rendon is actually a free agent, which a lot of people are saying who will sign him. And there's only a few teams in mind that have a possibility of signing him.
I was listening to Dan Patrick this morning, and he said he thinks Rendon's going to sign with Houston.
Really? After he just beat them, like, back-to-back games just to win the World Series?
No, actually, I don't think it was Dan. Dan said he didn't believe that, but
I don't believe it either. But what makes the most sense is either A, he goes back to Washington, or B, he comes to the sweet city of angels.
Well, Washington's already offered him a contract that he's rejected.
I know, which either that means they have to throw big bucks at him, or they're just going to try to be like, hey, man, you bought us the World Series. You want to come back and do it another time? Even though they still have another person assigned, they have more than one person that have to get a big contract after this season. So the Nats are somewhat struggling. And Garrett Cole is a free agent too. Houston Astros starting pitcher is a free agent after this season, which some might say he may not stay in Houston, but who knows? We're curious to find out what happens.
I do know that it seemed that he was pretty ticked off he wasn't put into the game at all.
No,
yesterday.
He was pissed. He was really very pissed. I was quite shocked he didn't get put in the game just for like an inning or so, Because, I mean, that dude has the fattest contract in MLB. One of the biggest contracts in MLB. Didn't pitch Game 7 at all. Which isn't that what you pay the best player in the world to do? To go into situations like this?
He was one of the best pitchers in the MLB this season.
He
has to play
at
Game
most.
7.
At
Game
most.
7. Like, no matter what. Like,
Even Max Scherzer went in.
like,
Max Scherzer started and he got hurt like two games ago.
like for Dodgers fans, now we see what happens when you don't put in your starter in relief. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just not good.
Like, what if that was like in the back of the Houston Astros manager's head? Like, oh, like, look what happened when we threw in our best pitcher. The Dodgers threw in their best pitcher.
Oh, you want to know something random that I just read right now?
What's that?
So Donald Trump tweeted about Game 7 yesterday. He says, quote, Game 7 was amazing, end quote. For those of you who do not know, Donald Trump was booed in D.C. They announced him over the speaker, put a camera on him, kind of waved to the crowd like a normal person would wave. Then he got booed. And then there were also chants that came right after. That was really wild to see that a president of the United States just got booed at a ball game. You know, it's sad. You know how like sad that got to be to get booed at a ball game. Unless you're like a fan of the other team, that's understandable. But you're the president of the United States and you just got booed at a ball game in D.C. where you live. Oh man. Yeah, so there's that update on what happened a couple games ago. So yeah, this World Series, I not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed it.
Was this World Series for you? Was it a good World Series?
It was a good hitting World Series.
Or was it a great World Series?
Okay, there's a difference between good and good
Right.
and great. It was a good one. It wasn't great.
What didn't make it great for you?
Wow. Let's.
I feel like there's something
that's
missing.
like a deep question. Yeah, I'm like trying to think.
I mean, if you think about it, was it the fact that no home team won?
Okay, yeah. Okay, you know what?
Was that the reason it didn't feel like a World Series?
Yeah, let me retract my answer a little bit. Okay, so the fact that the Nats went 7-0, they finished 7-0 on the road, starting from when they beat St. Louis to now. So the 7-0 record dates back to the NLCS, and it continued all the way through the World Series. Not gonna lie, that's very impressive, and I've never seen that done before in the playoffs. Actually, you know what? See if that actually did happen. But yeah, that was still mind-blowing that a road team went undefeated in the playoffs for the last, 6 games? Well, 6 road games.
I just can't believe that it's the first World Series ever to have no home team win in the series. A lot of people were saying back when it was Washington who went up 2-0 on Houston, right? In the first 2 games in Houston.
Yes, Washington went up 2-0.
A lot of people were saying that Washington was going to sweep once that happened.
I remember I came in after the game 2. I looked at you, I was like, well, it looks like me thinking the Houston Astros are going to sweep the Nats. Not happening. And obviously I did it because they just lost Game 7.
Well.
So, yeah, that was... I enjoyed it. Let's put it that way. I enjoyed that World Series. I'm happy for the Nats. Even though I like the Dodgers, but I am actually happy for the Nats. They finally got their first World Series. And fun fact for you, did you know? Want a fun fact?
What's the fun fact?
The Nats are actually from Montreal. They came.
Right.
And one player who was on the Nats was there in Montreal, and then he was part of the whole transition period. Ryan Zimmerman. First base Ryan Zimmerman was a part of the Montreal, I believe, Expos. Correct me if I'm wrong. And when they came down to D.C. about 2000, not too long ago actually, like maybe a decade and a half ago, they came to Washington, and that's how the Nats were born. So the Nats have been like under the radar for a long time. They were like that doormat that like everyone just comes through and they're like, okay, because they had the Phillies and the Cardinals and Milwaukee all in the same little division. So you can see why the Nats would just, yeah. So they finally did it. So good for them. Good for them.
Congratulations to the Washington Nationals.
Congratulations, you guys. Enjoy your World Series.
As a Dodger fan, this makes me feel a little less salty that we lost to who ended up being the World Series champions.
Facts.
Facts.
I know, it's just so depressing. But, it happens, yeah.
That's the beauty of sports. There can only be one winner in about out of all the leagues, 30 to 32 teams. There's always 29 losers and one winner at the end of each year.
True. So, what else happened yesterday? Oh, how about a little NBA action on the court between Karl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid. I believe that, I know you definitely watched that whole thing. I certainly did. I watched not gonna lie, I actually watched the whole highlights of the game overall and what led up to that. It's very interesting how it all happened. Basically, Joel got tangled up with Cat. Cat tried to let go. No, Joel tried to let go. Cat said no. They got into it, and then punches were thrown. And then obviously you see Cat on the floor with Ben Simmons trying to like do a little chokehold on him. Not gonna lie, I have not seen that type of action since CP3 going after James Harden. I believe was that it? No, CP3 going after what's his name? I can't think of it. He hates this person. Every time he's on the court, he always yells at this person.
Was it against the Lakers?
I think it might have been Rondo.
Yeah, it was Rondo.
Okay, yeah, because CP3 hates Rondo. Just from like watching the games, like years past, CP3 does not like Rondo. But yeah, like I have not seen like anything like Cat or Joel Embiid since that. So it's pretty interesting to watch those two go at it. No suspensions yet for neither of them. We won't know till either later today or tomorrow.
But both were ejected in the game, and the Sixers ended up winning 117-95. So I guess it was Joel Embiid who ended up getting the last laugh.
But it
escalated more on Instagram.
There you go, Michael, man. And Twitter. And one other star that's not even on any of those teams hopped on it.
Really? I didn't hear about that.
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert is throwing his hands into this?
Yes. And allow me to read what the response was to Rudy Gobert. This response comes from Karl Anthony Towns. So basically, this guy is going after anyone that disrespects him. So let's put it this way. Karl Anthony Towns is in a time in his career where he's like, all right, I got haters. Let me show you guys what I can do. And he went after the biggest dog of them all, Joel Embiid. Low-key, what Joel Embiid did on social media, calling out Cat's mom, is low-key petty. You see him, like, call out his mom?
Yeah, I have the tweet right here.
That's low-key petty.
So, Joel Embiid tweeted out, "Great team win. I was raised around lions, and a cat pulled on me tonight. Gotta give his mama giving him middle fingers Got his mama giving middle fingers left and right. That's some serious real estate. Hashtag fight night. Hashtag I ain't no
B.
Oh,
he deleted the tweet.
It's deleted, man.
Karl Anthony Towns deleted the tweet. No, did I save it? Oh, so basically, Karl Anthony Towns went after Rudy Gobert last night, but it appears to look like the tweet has been deleted. So
it was a comment on Instagram, I thought.
No, it was a tweet. Karl Anthony Towns went after Rudy Gobert last night.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, all Rudy Gobert did was tweet an emoji. No, actually, he tweeted a gift of that little dude who's sitting on a chair eating popcorn. It was this gift.
Really?
Yeah, so basically, if you pull up GIFs, just type in kid eating popcorn. You're gonna see that kid who like kind of lays back, shoving the popcorn in his face. That's what Rudy Gobert tweeted. While all of the action between Cat and Embiid was going down, so we have ourselves some notable NBA games to watch. My question is, when is the next time Philly and Minnesota meet? Because, man, I really want to see the 76ers and the Timberwolves face off again.
That will be their next game. Is all the way in March 24th.
It is indeed. Now okay, that's like deep into the season, so we would know like who would have a better record by then, 76ers or the Timberwolves. Because right now the Timberwolves are 3-1 after last night's loss, and 76ers right now after the win are 4-0. So 76ers looking like they haven't stepped their foot off the pedal despite not doing too actually getting eliminated by the Raptors on the buzzer beater. So yeah, that was by far the wildest ball that I've seen. I thought it was interesting. Well, so and should we get right into it, or just let them know that Steph Curry's hand is officially broken and that there is no notable timetable for his return?
Yes. I mean, Steph Curry broke his non-shooting hand. He broke his left hand in a tumble against, who was it against, Jordan? It
Phoenix Suns.
Yes, the Phoenix Suns, who outscored the Warriors in one quarter. Which quarter was it, Jordan?
First quarter, they dropped 45 points in one quarter. That's not even the sad part. You want to know how many points the Warriors dropped in the first quarter? 14. And if you guys are not aware, the Warriors do have Steph Curry, Draymond Green, D'Angelo Russell, Willie Stein just came back yesterday, and they dropped 14 against the Phoenix Suns, who, by the way, are showing up to be that underdog team. Mark Williams has definitely shaped up the Phoenix Suns to be a contender, even though they're 3-2 right now. Still early in the season, can't really judge them yet, but I mean they're definitely better than the Warriors, who are 1-3 and 0-2 and have not won a Pacific Division game. Yeah, so first quarter, Suns scored 43, Golden State scored 14, and then it just went downhill after that. Final score of that game was 121 to 110 Phoenix. One other, might I add, one more thing. Towards the end of the game, so Chase Arena is brand new for the Warriors, right?
Uh-huh.
So I've been watching some Warriors games here and there when they play in Chase Arena. Towards the second quarter, that's when you know the fans, like who are real fans and who aren't. Because that arena, by the time it hit the third quarter, was empty.
Warriors fans doing Warrior fans things and leaving on their team.
Empty. But, I mean, San Fran does have another good team. We will get to them later, but yeah, San Fran does have another good team in there. But, yeah, so there's that one. Steph Curry broke his hand. What else happened yesterday, man, in the NBA?
Yesterday in the NBA? Yesterday. I don't have... Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday. Oh, are we talking about the...
I was going to talk about Anthony Davis's
40-point-20
rebound game.
40-20? The game that happened on Tuesday? Oh.
Was it Tuesday?
It was Tuesday.
Oh.
They played against... Who did they play against? Man, wait. Allow me if my memory is somewhat hazy.
They went and they played against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, that's right, John Morant. Oh, John Morant. My memory is correct on this one. John Morant blocked LeBron.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Hold on, let me check this out.
Who else did he block?
Nah, John Morant has a block in this game, and I need to find out who
was it
against.
On LeBron though?
Yo, hold on, John Morant.
So yeah, Anthony Davis went for 40 and 20, and Houston Rockets Is he a point guard or is he the shooting guard now? James Harden scored 59 in their victory over the Washington Wizards. Jordan, who do you think is the front runner after those two performances for MVP?
Oh, we're talking about
Between Anthony Davis and James Harden. You got 40 and 20 versus 59 points.
I'm not trying to be biased here, but just from what I've seen Anthony Davis do in the past more than a couple of games, compared to what James Harden has done, it's looking to be Anthony Davis only because he is actually getting a lot of more people involved. It's interesting to see how Houston plays because they have two guys who love the ball so much that if one of them doesn't get the ball, you're gonna know who didn't get the ball. Because yesterday, like you said earlier, James Harden dropped 59. Russell Westbrook dropped, if it's correct here, 17 points. And that game went all the way to triple digits. That's just insane. So, right now, I mean, if the way Houston players are going to share the ball between those two, that offense for the Lakers, it's running through Anthony Davis. So, Anthony Davis will get the ball at all times. And he will be, he passes it so beautifully, too. So, that's my MVP race take. Who do you think's going to win it, man?
My season pick at the beginning of the season, before any games were played, was Anthony Davis. And
he's a baller.
There were some people who were surprised I chose to pick Anthony Davis over LeBron James. That's just common sense to me. Like, why wouldn't you pick, I believe it's only 25 or 26-year-old Anthony Davis over 34-year-old LeBron James? LeBron at most has what, 3 years left?
No,
he
has.
level?
He has this year, and then next year he can opt out or resign. So
Right.
he's doing the opt out.
Right, but I'm saying be playing at that top tier, top 3-4 player in the league level.
Oh yeah, he's like 17 years in, and he's playing like he's back in Miami.
Yes,
But with the, I mean, little mishaps here and there, but he still looks like he's still playing in Miami.
if he's playing in Miami, who's the third star? Who's his Dwayne Wade? Or his Kyrie Irving?
Are you talking about like LeBron being a third star in Miami?
No.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, man, we got ourselves a debate here because I'm about to tell you. Oh boy.
Okay, so in Miami, there was him, there was Dwayne Wade, and there was Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Chris Bosh.
And they were, what do they call them? A big three?
Freak of nature.
A big three, right? Big three of superstars. He kind of did the same thing in Cleveland with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, even though Kevin Love's game went down
in a way
after. Obviously, you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James now. Who is that third superstar on the roster for this team?
Oh, you talking about the Lakers or
talking about the Lakers?
Third superstar?
That's right.
Well, we're about to find out what Kyle Kuzma looks like on Friday because Kuzma's coming back.
That's right. Kuzma was confirmed to be back.
Kyle Kuzma's coming back, starting his first game of the season on the road for the Lake Show, which would be interesting to see how they plug him into the offense, even though we are doing quite well right now. 3-1. First time we're 3-1 since almost 10 years ago, which is amazing that it took us this long to achieve something that we're so used to doing. But, each organization has their issues. So James Harden leads the lead right now in points. Anthony Davis is fourth in points with 28.8 points per game. And James Harden has 36.8. LeBron James is on the top 3 assist list as Anthony Davis records 3 blocks a game. Number 1 in blocks total. So Lakers definitely have their foot in a lot of these stats. Rebounds, points, assists, blocks. My goodness gracious. Some good stuff here. So, yeah. That's mine right there.
I wholeheartedly agree.
True.
So, were there any other games yesterday, Jordan, for the NBA?
I believe there was. Cleveland played yesterday. They beat the Bulls 117-108. 11. Obviously, we got to the 76ers beating Minnesota. Toronto won. Boston beat Milwaukee. Boston beat Milwaukee. That's right. Kemba Walker dropped 32. Celtics were down that game. So they rallied back and beat them. So congrats to Boston. They are officially 3-1 with Kemba Walker leading the team. A lot of people didn't think they were going to do well.
A lot of people were judging, I would say, too early. Boston for going with Kemba Walker over Kyrie Irving because Kemba doesn't get as many stats as Kyrie does.
No, he doesn't.
But I think it shows just how much better of a team player Kemba can be.
And Charlotte had him. And then he said bye-bye and went to Boston. And he's doing quite well, so I give him props. Clippers lost last night, 110-96. Sacramento is still winless. They lost to the Charlotte Hornets, 118-101. What's sad about Sacramento is that Luke Walton went there expecting to change the whole organization. They haven't won one game. Poor guy. Not one.
Can't help but feel bad for him.
They lost Willie Stein, who was a key player for them last season. They gave the Lakers trouble last season.
Yeah, Willie Stein was one of the best contracts in the league last year.
Yeah, now
Barely
he's on the
making
Warriors.
it on.
So and then
Now he's on an even better contract with them.
I know, good for him. Portland beat OKC 102-99, and here's one that I am quite surprised about. Pacers beat the Nets 118-108, and wow, the Nets only won one game.
That's because they have just Kyrie.
Dude, Kyrie dropped 28 points.
Kyrie, I don't know what you're doing, but
It's a bonus.
this is gonna be a stat your career points year.
Oh, that was the Pacers' first win, was to the Nets. Wow. The Pacers are now 1-3. Nets are 1-3. This is going to be a very interesting NBA season. I cannot express that enough.
It is, and as always, there are going to be games today.
Oh,
Halloween Thursday.
Spooky season.
Spooky season. There's always games on Halloween for the NBA. Real quick, though, who did the Clippers lose to, Jordan?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
They lost to the Utah Jazz.
Oh.
That is right. The Utah Jazz has beaten the LA Clips
110-96.
That's right. Mike Conley dropped 29 points.
Mike Conley, man, one of the best underrated point guards in the league. And it's been
Facts.
like that for over a decade.
Facts. I've always liked him. He was really good for Memphis. I thought he was going to stay in Memphis, but it kind of would have been pointless for him to stay while they're trying to rebuild. Mike Conley needs to, spread his wings a little bit and try. But Kawhi Leonard was not playing.
That might explain why the Clippers lost.
Yes.
And Paul George is still out, correct?
Yes, Paul George is still out. No time. Not sure when he's expected to be back, but yeah, no Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard as the Lakers lose 110-96
Clippers.
again. Wow. So that's what the Clippers look like without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Not saying that's how they're going to play, but I mean, that's interesting.
That is.
We'll see if they do that again and if they pull off another W without those two in the lineup. That's never, ever going to happen again this season. I highly doubt it. There's no way they're going to take... Once Paul George comes back, either or is going to start. If one of them wants to break, Paul George is playing. Paul George wants to break, Kawhi Leonard's playing.
That's just how rotating your starters is now in the NBA.
The Lakers are about to do that too.
Oh, yeah. There won't be a game where both Anthony Davis and LeBron James sit out.
One of them sitting up. So LeBron James is too old to be playing 182 games in every game.
That's true. And they're just playing together for this first week, so everyone gets excited for the season.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So what else happened yesterday, my man? What else? What we got here?
I mean, in NFL news yesterday, what did you think about Baker Mayfield storming off on a reporter?
You know, here's my take. It's sad and it's kind of expected with Browns quarterbacks lashing out on the media, basically trying to explain himself, save himself. Because we all know Baker Mayfield. If you do not know who Baker Mayfield is, just look up a Hulu commercial, and he is right there. He is the man advertising for Hulu. He has a lot of endorsement deals. The media is on him like they've never been on anybody before. Oh, wait. They have another. Oh, wait. The media has been on someone like him. OBJ. And he also plays for the Browns. But what do I think of Baker lashing out on the media?
Well, first, let's play a little bit of that.
Please do. Please do. I want to hear that.
It seemed like there was a lack of urgency there. Was something going on?
There was a penalty, so we were negative yardage.
No, but there was a lot of time between snaps.
Well, when the penalty happened, then we're behind the chains. No, stop saying but. I just told you the clock was running and we had a penalty. Do you want to give them the ball back? No, you don't play. You don't know it. That's just plain and simple. Was I happy with the drive? No, we didn't score points. It's the dumbest question you could ask. What? Jesus, Tony.
So yeah, that was Baker Mayfield getting irritated by a reporter and storming off after his questions at his media day this week.
You're a star quarterback, man. You're gonna get asked questions that you are not gonna like, especially when they give that. I can go on and on and on about stuff that's wrong with the Browns, but I'd rather not because it's just a waste of my time. Just even have a conversation about the Cleveland Browns. If you don't know who the Cleveland Browns are, just look up Cleveland Browns and you will find a stat sheet that once you look at it, you're like, oh, I know who they are. Yeah, Baker lashing out on media, it doesn't surprise me because, I mean, they don't have an O-line. The O-line can't hold him. Even when he tries to run the ball, he's gonna get hurt. Some of it can't really make plays to OBJ or Jarvis Landry, who are the top two receivers on that team at the moment. They don't have their tight end, Njoku's hurt. Their running back, Nick Chubb, fumbled the ball for the first time this season. They play the Pats off a bye week. A lot of people would say, oh, that's a hard opponent coming out. Yeah, it's a hard opponent when you guys have been playing like that, like seasons and games.
I agree with everything you said about the Browns. They're trash, but I do also agree with Baker Mayfield for half of his answer.
I do too.
It was a dumb question.
It was indeed. I kind of questioned it too.
Yeah, like
could have been asked
you're gonna ask the quarterback of the Browns, were you happy with the drive that ended up failing?
Every quarterback in the league is going to say no. No.
Exactly. The reporter who asked is lucky he got more than just that no.
He should have. I mean, not to judge that reporter's question because we all got stuff to do. But I mean, he could have worded it a little differently. Been like, hey man, what are your thoughts on the offense this season? Because this has been a season-long thing. The Browns were once in second place in their division. They're in third, 2-5. Steelers are 3-4. About to approach the second half of the season.
And the Ravens are 5-2.
Ravens are 5-2. They play the New England Patriots this week.
And the Bengals.
Bengals are just
0-7.
Who have Andy Dalton sitting on the bench, but we'll get to that.
They benched him on his birthday.
I mean, that's what happens when you can't make a catch. Tyler Boyd has been quiet all season. They got this guy named Tate who came out of nowhere and putting up great numbers for him because every time they throw to Boyd, just like the Jets, Sam Darnold throwing at Ghost, that's exactly what Andy Dalton is doing. He's throwing at Ghost. But, yeah, so Baker lashing out on media yesterday doesn't surprise me. Was the question dumb? Indeed it was. What else happened in the NFL?
Yesterday was the NFL's trade deadline.
Did anyone get traded yesterday?
A couple people.
Who?
A couple people got traded. Let's see. Who do I have?
What about your thoughts on...
Keep Talib. Was that yesterday?
That was 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
That was interesting. Why they did that.
Oh, no, that was yesterday.
And it was interesting why they did that.
So, yeah, the LA Rams traded cornerback Aqib Talib and a 5th-round pick to Miami.
You want to know why they did that?
What is that?
For one, Aqib Talib is on the IR. He's not scheduled to return until week 16 or week 17. So basically, towards the end of the season. You're on the Miami Dolphins. You're on your last year contract. Your salary was too fat for the Rams to pay. The Rams have Jalen Ramsey. The dots connect themselves. Basically, they shipped him off to Miami to save cash, knowing very well he's not going to play it down in Miami. So basically, they just said, hey, Miami, you want to take our money and want to help us out a little bit? We'll give you a 5th rounder because we know you guys are rebuilding. Take our guy. He's not re-signing with Miami. I'm sure he doesn't even want to be there.
Probably not.
They're horrible. They got smackety-smacked on Monday Night Football.
They smackety-smacked.
Smacks. And then what about your thoughts on Adams almost going to the Dallas Cowboys?
Jamal Adams almost going to the Dallas Cowboys. Well, there was an offer by the Cowboys put on the table, and it was for a 2020 first rounder and a 4th rounder. But that was too low of a price for the Jets.
The Jets are out of this world asking for what they're asking for Jamal Adams.
They are, but
First
Jamal,
rounder. But if your team's trash, take the draft picks. Rebuilding the draft.
But Jamal Adams is he was kind of ticked off because he went up to management last week, and they told him to his face that he was not going to be traded or be put in trade talks.
He got played.
And he, I want to say this. I think Jamal Adams is, there's a lesson to be learned in that the NFL is a business, and that really on every team, there's only 1 to 2 players on each team that are not for sale. Everyone else is almost always for sale, depending on what you're trading for.
Even Le'Veon Bell almost got traded at the same time as Jamal Adams. It's quite shocking.
Who would you rather trade as a Jets fan, Le'Veon Bell or Sam Darnold?
That's a good question. I mean, Le'Veon Bell just signed he literally just signed with that team. Sam Darnold only been with that organization for 2 years. That head coach has only got his job just based off what he did for Peyton Manning.
Like, think about it. Like what the Jets only have 1 win this year,
which is quite surprising.
Right? They beat
how
the
that
Cowboys.
win came off.
They really beat the Cowboys, but
Beat the brakes off of them.
they only have 1 win, which means they have a high draft pick. What if they had traded Sam Darnold, kept Le'Veon Bell, kept Jamal Adams, draft a quarterback next year in this loaded quarterback class that's coming up?
Burrows, Tua, Jalen Hurts. I know I'm missing one other.
Trevor Lawrence.
That's right. Trevor Lawrence. That's right. And I know I'm missing a couple more players. But yeah, Jets are not going to do that. Jets are riding for their lives for Sam Darnold. Believe it or not, that's the second USC quarterback in the past couple decades that they drafted. They rode high in the sky for Mark Sanchez, came from SC. Now they're riding high in the sky for Sam Darnold, who came from USC. The Jets love USC quarterbacks. Am I saying that they're going to draft another USC quarterback in the future? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, the Jets are a breeding ground for USC quarterback careers.
Apparently.
In other NFL news yesterday, the Patriots have signed a new kicker.
Oh, that's right.
And his name is Nick Folk. Nick Folk is a former Dallas Cowboys and New York Jets kicker.
Indeed.
Who's on every team he was on, he was good until he's not.
Yeah, that's true. And when you need somebody to kick some field goals, you might as well just go home.
He was pretty clutch for like the first 2 years when he was in Dallas.
Yeah, he was.
I watched a lot of his games, a lot of Dallas games back then, and he was really clutch.
I think it's
And then something happened,
Yeah.
and mentally he just couldn't make a kick anymore.
Nope.
And there was a famous saying that everyone used to say anytime Nick Folk was your kicker and you needed him to hit a clutch field goal, he would just say, I hope he doesn't Folk it up.
That's sad. Poor guy.
Poor
He's
guy.
trying to make some kicks.
It's been a long time since he was in the league, though.
Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while. Some notable games. You want? I'm gonna go through some. I'm gonna go through some games. I want you to know. I want to hear your answer on who's gonna win. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
Tonight we have the San Francisco 49ers, who are 7-0, against the Arizona Cardinals, who are 3-4-1. Who you got?
The Niners. I don't think Arizona can hold that offense.
Dude, Kyler Murray's kind of proving me wrong.
Kyler Murray is a good quarterback.
He's doing great. Kingsbury really knows how to coach quarterbacks. I mean, hey, he coached Patrick Mahomes. Look how that's turning out for him. But yeah, you got San Fran winning that. I do too. All right, we got what's another notable great game? Oh, Minnesota Vikings versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Who you got? Patrick Mahomes is supposed to play.
What time is the game at?
That game is a morning game, 10 p.m.
Morning game is going to go to Minnesota because Kirk Cousins plays better in morning games.
He does. Interesting enough, he actually does.
Yeah, he plays awful in prime time.
Yeah, he's not much of a primetime guy. Like when he doesn't have the entire world watching him, he shows up. All right, so we got Indianapolis versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Indy on that one. I just think Marlon Mack running the ball, Jacoby Brissett throwing it, and T.Y. Hilton catching it, that's a deadly combo.
It should be an interesting game. Indy are 5-2. Pittsburgh's obviously 3-4 after coming off the win on Monday against the winless Dolphins. That game's at home.
Who do you have winning?
All right. So we also got another notable game. Obviously, I already know who you're gonna say. Cowboys, Giants, Monday Night Football. Who you got?
Well, the Giants only have 2 wins all year, and the Cowboys only have 3 losses.
Yeah,
So-
you guys are 4-3.
Yeah, 3 losses.
Not
Whereas
bad.
the Giants, they have more losses.
All right.
The Giants have been surprisingly better than I thought they would be this season. Daniel
Same.
Jones, he's not a sitting duck in the pocket,
No.
which is the only problem with Eli the last couple of years. When you would watch the Giants offense, you would always say, man, if he could just step up a little bit more, or if he could just move move in the pocket, he would actually have enough time to make that throw that he's trying, right?
Yeah.
But the Cowboys are my team, and this is our year. I'm gonna go Dallas.
All right, last game. I want to get your thoughts on it. New England, Baltimore, Sunday Night Football. New England's 8-0. Baltimore's 5-2. Now that is a Sunday night game. Looking forward to. Who you got on that one?
Don't sleep on Lamar Jackson.
Don't sleep on Lamar. Don't
And
sleep.
Do not sleep on John Harbaugh against Bill Belichick. John Harbaugh is the only coach in the NFL
Yes, he is.
besides Tony Dungy when Tony Dungy had Peyton Manning,
Yep.
and besides Bill Cowher when Bill Cowher was coaching the Steelers,
Mm-hmm.
that can beat Bill Belichick in the playoffs.
Yep. That's true.
And has beaten Bill Belichick in Foxborough.
I'm
Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to go the opposite. I'm gonna have to go with the scary defense of the New England Patriots, who basically lead the lead in practically everything on defense. That whole defensive Patriots did not really been like a huge defensive team until this season. They just came out of nowhere. Dante Hightower is killing it for them.
Their ability to take the ball away is just
But
unparalleled.
But think about it. Who has the Pats actually played to make them 8-0?
They played the Dolphins. They played the Bills. They played
The Jets.
the Jets.
Exactly. Okay, so my point
They
has been
made
proven.
Sam Darnold see the ghosts of the Jets.
He still saw some ghosts last week, but anyways. Yeah, the Pats have not played anyone significant. Steelers, Dolphins, Jets, Bills, Skins, Giants, Jets, Browns. Yeah, you're going to be 8-0 on that schedule. Second half of the season, Eagles, Cowboys, Texans, Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, Dolphins. Low-key, if they lose to the Cowboys, wouldn't surprise me. If they lose to the Texans, that would surprise me.
That wouldn't with
Really?
Deshaun Watson.
Hey,
I think the Cowboys are going to give the Patriots their first defeat of the season for sure.
Cowboys?
Yeah.
That's coming from the Raiders. I still got the Raiders. I still have Pats beating Baltimore. And then they play Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Wow.
But there's no Nick Foles. It's
No, but
just
they
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. All right, so that is some notable NFL games that is happening on Sunday Night Football. Some great stuff there. Some great notable stuff. Hey, thoughts on who do you think is going to be the NFL MVP? We are approaching almost the second half of the season. Who's your first half MVP?
The first half MVP was Patrick Mahomes. He ended up going down, I believe, in week 8 or week 7.
A couple weeks ago, so not
Week
really
6.
not too long ago. I think it was week 7.
It was week 7.
Yeah, it
because
was
we're in
Sunday
week
Night
9.
Football Indy
Yeah.
when he played Indy.
So yeah, he was playing lights out, but I'm gonna go ahead and take a turn. It's getting colder. Football is gonna be played a lot more in between the tackles now, and I believe my second half MVP is gonna be Dalvin Cook.
Ooh, a wow! Oh,
Dalvin Cook.
why? Wow, man, you surprised me on that one. I was thinking someone else.
Who, Zeke?
No.
Who? McCaffrey?
Yeah, you kidding me? Have you seen what that boy's done with that team? That's his team. That is not Cam Newton's team. I don't care what anybody says. McCaffrey owns that team now.
For me, McCaffrey has to prove he can play in like really, really bad conditions, which I
Okay,
don't
facts.
think he's proved yet.
You got it. You got me right there. But I still believe that McCaffrey could. Like to your point, if McCaffrey can prove that he can play in really horrible weather conditions, it's a done deal. But if he can't, I'll give you that one.
I mean, those are the 2 top running backs in the league. Can't really go wrong with either choice.
No. So what about defense? So you got on Defensive Player of the Year.
Ooh, Defensive Player of the Year.
I got mine just from watching
Stephon Gilmore.
that man, the scary dude.
He's very scary.
He's very scary. He's the Pats, right?
Yeah, Patriots cornerback.
That's what I figured. Mine's a toss-up. He's gonna win Rookie of the Year, maybe. I don't even know if a rookie can even win Player of the Year. Bosa from the Niners is a freak athlete.
Freak.
Not gonna lie, I really do enjoy watching him play. I'll tune into Niner games just to watch Bosa. I don't tune into other teams' games that often, only for fantasy football purposes. But man, that man's a freak athlete. And then one other guy, a lot of people are sleeping on him. A lot of people are sleeping on him. It's not trying to be completely biased here, but he does have a brother who we did not cover this. We completely missed this. J.J. Watt is expected to be out for the entire season.
Torn, was it pectoral?
Yeah.
Yeah, he tore his pecs.
We did not cover that coming into the show. We apologize, but J.J. Watt is out for yet again another season. Poor guy. But his brother, TJ, plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coming out the line, records at least more than 3 sacks a game.
If you could take either the Watt brothers
Or the
or the Bosa brothers on your defense, who would you pick?
So we've already seen J.J. Watt for a long time.
Right.
There's Nick Bosa and Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa, I believe, is the one that plays for the Chargers. Joey Bosa is the one that plays for the Niners, correct? Or it's
the
flop.
other way.
It's
Yeah,
the other way
it's the
around?
other way.
Okay, that's what I figured. I'm going to have to go with the Watt brothers. I got JJ, TJ, and there's another Watt brother that's a fullback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's another one.
Is he still on a team?
I believe he still is. Last time I checked, I thought he was played for the Chargers.
Oh, so he's there with his brother.
Yeah,
That's pretty nice.
yeah, he is. So, yeah, I got Watt. Who you got?
If I could choose to either put the Watt brothers or the Bosa brothers on the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know if I'd take either. I mean, I already have DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn, and now we have Michael Bennett.
Oh yeah, you guys traded.
We traded with New England to get Michael Bennett for what was it, a 7th rounder? Thank you, New England.
That's right.
That's right.
They just said, screw Michael Bennett. We're gonna send him off to the Dallas Cowboys.
And he's going to be playing some inside D
Yeah,
tackle for us for sure.
He'll fit in. He'll fit in pretty well for Dallas.
Oh yeah.
So Dallas is taking on the Giants. My team, Pittsburgh Steelers, will be taking on the Indianapolis Colts. If we win that game, we have showed everyone that we are back and we are a somewhat contender for a wild card.
Somewhat of a contender.
Yeah, we had a horrible couple games. Still couldn't figure out who our quarterback is. Believe it or not, someone want another fun fact?
What's the fun fact?
Mike Tomlin has never had a below 500 season with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Is that in jeopardy?
I don't think so. I believe Mason. Hey, I know we played the Dolphins. Yeah. We played the Dolphins. That's like a bye game for a lot of teams. But Mason Rudolph, that was a great game for Mason Rudolph to come back to. Not gonna lie, coming back from an injury to that, to face the winless Dolphins, you could not ask for a better matchup. To come back from a concussion to play the Miami Dolphins at home, and we were down 14-0 at one point, and we came back and smacked the cheeks out of them. So there's that. All right, so that's good football talk.
That's football talk.
Hey, I got a date here. On this date, you want to hear it?
Yes.
I don't know if you remember this. I do because I remember watching this. On October 31st, 2015, so that's a couple years ago, on this day, Miami University pulls off an 8 lateral miracle at Duke. Do you remember that game?
I do not.
So basically, let me break it down to you this way. So Miami was down. They had no shot at making this, winning this game at all. So they did what the Cowbears did when they played Stanford. They lateraled the ball.
Take it short. Lateral. They practiced that on Wednesday. Time's going to expire on the game, so this either goes or it doesn't. Ball still alive. It's got to be a backwards lateral. Get behind it. Still alive.
Duke doing a nice job staying spacing all over. Oh, he got a block.
Blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane. 40-yard line. No black shirts between the goal line. Can you believe what you just saw?
But if you have not seen that play, so basically they chucked it 8 times and they scored a touchdown. But at one point in the play, this is still talked about. There was a block in the back.
Was there?
Yeah. As a guy kept running to like the 10-yard line, one of the Duke players was running and one of the Miami guys just blocked him in the back. I know for a given fact this coach is pissed. He's just stunned. Like, you did that in Duke. Was it North Carolina? That's just amazing. So yeah, that's what happened today, but it happened in 2015.
You should put down your Twitter.
I know, I should.
Put down your Twitter.
What happened today?
And our listeners will follow you there. That is is it Young Rexy Rex?
Nah, it's Rexy _Rex_95. I post funny memes and funny GIFs and videos. Also sports related stuff. So if you like to laugh, feel free to follow me.
All right, and I'm on Twitter as well. I'm at Alex_JR_Topete. I also post sports stuff, a little bit of news stuff, and sometimes some sports memes too. And J-Rex, I do have a tweet for you I want to read out.
Send it.
I'll read it to you right here, actually.
Cool.
It's the only thing you owe the world is the best version of yourself. Good morning.
Nothing like a good quote to start the day off.
That is from your favorite wide receiver, Antonio Brown.
Oh my goodness. Are you serious?
Yes.
Man, I thought it was one of those like Twitter sites that always post positive tweets. I follow one of those. Man, my dude's sounding like he's ready to post. And he's... All right, well, Antonio Brown is giving out motivational speeches. Good for him.
Antonio Brown is now is now motivating people on Twitter to just have better days.
Yeah.
All right. This has been the Puente and Topete show. I'm
Yeah.
Alex Topete.
I'm Jordan, a.k.a. J-Rex.
And thank you for tuning in on this special spooky Halloween edition of the show. We'll be back next week on Wednesday at noon to talk some more sports with you.
We'll do this again next week.
That's
so
right.
until then, enjoy
Until
the
then.
rest of your day.
And have a spooky Halloween.